If you're a fan of Angel Reese, and based on the results of the last survey, fans of Angel Reese are now being counted by the dozens. I'm not entirely sure why. I guess there were some newborns added recently to the family of angels. Who knows? Maybe the new baby was named Angel Reese the Trace. But anyway, if you're a fan of Angel Reese, I have got some great news for you this morning. For the first time in the year of our Lord 2025, Angel Reese and the Chicago Bravado managed to win a pretend basketball game. We are so back! The losing streak is over, at least until the next game. Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes! Last night, the Chicago Bravado joined the Dallas Wankers in a friendly competition of pretend basketball. The game was played at the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, which was incredibly confusing. It was also confusing that a high-profile matchup of this magnitude was being broadcast on Amazon Prime. I was looking through Twitter last night, and several people who identified as fans of the WNBA, they were complaining. I signed up for a complimentary week of WNBA League Pass. Why is this game on Amazon Prime? I can't afford to pay $10 for that. I'm struggling so bad I have to pretend my hand identifies as toilet paper. This is so unfair. Normally, people consider it a blessing to not have access to WNBA games. But for the handful of people last night who actually wanted to see Angel Reese attempt to play basketball, I guess this was a traumatic experience. But I was also confused as to why this game was being played at Wintrust Arena. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Paige Beckers is a big star, right? According to the mainstream media, Angel Reese is a huge star. You don't have to take my word for it. If you turn on ESPN, you'll see Monica McDougal polishing the turd, trying to convince people that Angel Reese is the reason people are watching the WNBA. But it's not just ESPN. ESPN isn't the only one involved in this turd polishing. Headline at Athlon Sports. Angel Reese getting praised for 1.7 million lead over Caitlin Clark. Initially, when I read this headline, I was wondering what 1.7 million was referring to. I knew for damn sure they were not talking about points. At this rate, deacons at Woke United Methodist, they'll be vacationing on Saturn and returning home deep in Uranus before Angel Reese manages to score 1,700 points, much less 1.7 million. But I also knew they were not talking about money. Caitlin Clark is making significantly more than Angel Reese. Right now, Angel Reese is collecting sympathy money, but once that sympathy from woke corporations expires, Mama Reese will probably have to go back to work and get a job. Imagine my surprise, though. Just imagine my surprise when I figured out the cause of this celebration. The 1.7 million lead that the media is celebrating with Angel Reese, they are referring to social media followers. Angel Reese has more lonely men following her on social media than any other player in the dump. I was actually kind of surprised that the media brought attention to this list. The list represents a serious lack of diversity. Of the 10 most followed players in the WNBA, 6 of them are white players. Last night, Paige Bueckers, Angel Reese, they played against each other for the first time. Now, according to the media, these are 2 of the biggest stars in the dump, but for some reason, this high-profile matchup was not moved to the United Center, which I believe is the largest arena in the NBA. With an event of this magnitude, you would think the WNBA would take advantage and move it to an arena that could accommodate an actual crowd. But for some reason, The diva of Dump Divas, Kat Engelbert, she decided to keep the game at Wintrust Arena, an arena that only seats 10,000 people. I wonder why. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Later today here on the main channel, we're going to be continuing the annual tradition of previewing Pride Month. We are less than 48 hours away from the official start to Woke Christmas. Unfortunately, though, deacons at Woke United Methodist, they're not in the Christmas spirit this year. The mood amongst the deacons isn't very gay. I'll explain why, but in the meantime, link to the second channel's in the description below. Yesterday, we discussed WNBA ratings struggling without Caitlin Clark. So if you haven't already, click the link in the description below, subscribe to the second channel. 30 minutes before tip-off last night, I checked StubHub to see how many tickets were available. As I pulled up the game, I was greeted by a nice message. Hey there, Angel Reese fan. I see you're interested in tickets. You better hurry. These tickets are hot, hot, hot. We have sold 41 tickets in the past hour. Get them while you can. This is no bullshit. A grand total of 41 tickets were sold in the hour before tip-off. Now, as you can see right here, the purple areas, these are the areas where tickets were still available. 30 minutes before the game, damn near the entire arena was up for sale. For less than $20, you could see these two legends in their own minds compete for the first time in the WNBA dump. Well, KC, I see some tickets going for over $900. Yeah, that was obviously a mistake. Either the denomination there was meant to be pesos, or that was family members of Angel Reese pretending to sell their own tickets, trying to drive up the price of the rest of the tickets. Angel Reese, she continued her long-standing tradition last night of not selling out home games. According to ESPN, 9,000 people were in attendance last night, which means this miniature arena was filled to about 90% capacity. Believe it or not, I actually watched a few minutes of the game last night. Obviously, I was not watching for the pretend basketball. I would rather watch one of my dogs hump the pillows over on the couch than sit through 2 hours of Angel Reese displaying her complete lack of athleticism. But the reason I turned on the game, I wanted to see pictures of the live crowd. Oftentimes, the WNBA will report these exorbitant attendance numbers, but when you see the actual crowd size, it is nowhere close to the number they reported. The dump will claim there's 9,000 people in attendance, when the reality is there's more like 900. I watched 20, maybe 30 minutes. I also had someone else doing the same thing, but it was the strangest thing. Amazon never zoomed out and displayed the size of the crowd. I wonder why. There was no hype going into this game last night. I would imagine that most people didn't even know about it, which is strange because Angel Reese is supposed to be a star, and Paige Beckers is supposed to be a rising star. Unlike Angel Reese, Paige Beckers is a decent player. She still has a chance to become a star if she could capture the attention of the fan base. To be honest with you, I don't know what the hell happened to Paige Beckers. She had all this momentum at UConn, but as soon as she entered the dump, as soon as she tried on her hard hat and steel-toed boots, it seems like Paige Beckers has been forgotten. I guess maybe they sized the hard hat wrong? and maybe it's covering her face. Maybe she isn't being recognized because her face is covered. I don't know the reason. I don't know. I just know Paige Beckers is being forgotten. Back in January, UConn played DePaul in the same arena, the Wintrust Arena. Now, this was 5 months ago, so it wasn't all that long ago. They drew damn near the same number that the Wankers and the Bravado drew last night. Now, the reason I bring that up is because maybe, just maybe, Paige Beckers was not the draw at UConn. Maybe UConn was the draw. Only time will tell, but there was something else I noticed in the brief period that I watched the game last night. The Chicago Bravado, they are marketing the wrong player. Believe it or not, the Bravado have a player on the roster that actually knows how to play basketball. You know, it is very rare for Uncle Casey to compliment a player in the WNBA, but from what I have seen from Camila Cardoso, she actually knows how to play ball. Unlike Angel Reese, she also knows how to make layups. Watch a couple of highlights for yourself.
We're underway here at Wintrust, and a quick move. Like I mentioned, picked up their first win. Cardoso just rips that. Nurse again, feeding Angel Reese. The miss. She'll try to put it back. Feeds Cardoso. 10 to shoot. Cardoso rims out one of her rare misses, puts it back.
Last night, Angel Reese had 6 points in 25 minutes. On the season, she is barely shooting 30% from the field. Basically, Angel Reese is a walking disaster. Meanwhile, Camila Cardoso is carrying the Bravado. She's carrying the team. Problem is, she doesn't seem to get credit for it. There were rumors last week that there's ongoing tension between Camila Cardoso and Angel Reese. Whether or not these rumors are true, I don't know. But if I were Camila Cardoso, I would be aggravated. I'm the one doing all the work. I'm the one carrying the team. I'm the one with the ability to actually make shots. And Angel Reese, one of arguably the worst players on the team, she's getting all the recognition from the media. Somehow, Angel Reese is performing worse this year than she did last year. And last year, she was awful. I had someone ask me the other day if Angel Reese was going to make the All-Star team this year. More than likely, the answer is yes. Mainly because the vast majority of WNBA players are unknown. Fans automatically vote for names they recognize, and Angel Reese is one of very few in this league with a recognizable name. But like I say all the time, recognition doesn't always equate to ratings. Social media followers don't equate to attendance, ratings. The Chicago Bravado, they have had 2 home games this year. 2 home games against what the media would call high-profile teams, the New York Equality and the Dallas Wankers. And neither game was a sellout. Matter of fact, both games had the exact same attendance number, 9,025. What are the odds of that? What are the odds that 2 back-to-back games have the exact same attendance number? From what I saw, there was no way there were 9,000 people in that arena last night. But anyway, give me your thoughts on this. Angel Reese fails to sell out another home game. Her first game against Paige Beckers, and tickets were going for as low as $20. Are the Chicago Bravado promoting the wrong player? Should Camila Cardoso be the star of the team? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.